The most dangerous prayer in the Bible, that God answers immediately. There is a prayer in the Bible, not a blessing. Not a prayer for protection. Not a prayer for healing. No, this prayer is dangerous, deadly, life-altering. It is the only prayer God answers, but immediately. No waiting, no delay, no silence. When a person prays it, heaven moves instantly, and life is never the same again. Most Christians avoid praying it. Those who do pray it rarely understand the cost. Because once God answers it, you cannot return to who you used to be. Today, you're going to hear the story of the man who dared to pray it, and the terrifying journey God took him through afterward. His name was Samuel, but everyone called him Sam. And this is the story of the most dangerous prayer in the Bible. Search me, O God. Psalm 139:23-24. The story begins Sam was a devoted Christian. At least, on the surface, he grew up in church, played the keyboard, led Bible study sometimes, quoted scriptures flawlessly. But inside him, he was dying. He had secrets, habits he couldn't break, anger he couldn't control, pride he couldn't see, wounds he didn't heal, sin he buried deep, and the worst part? He looked holy to everyone around him. He fooled them. He fooled his pastor. He fooled himself, but he couldn't fool God. One night, Sam was scrolling through his phone when he came across a message preached on Psalm 139. The preacher said, "The most dangerous prayer you can ever pray isn't 'Search me, O God.' Because when God searches you, He exposes what you've been hiding from yourself." Sam laughed and whispered, "I'm fine. God knows I'm trying." But that night he dreamed. He saw himself standing in a large, dark room. Alone, silent, cold. Suddenly, a bright light appeared behind him, and a voice, calm, heavy, unshakable, said, "Samuel, if I show you who you truly are, will you look?" Sam woke up breathing heavily. He sat up sweating. Something inside him whispered, "You are not fine." For the first time in years, and he felt fear. Real fear, holy fear, because he knew God was calling him deeper, and he wasn't ready. The prayer he should never have prayed. The dream haunted him for days. Everywhere he went, he felt watched. Not by people, by God, by the truth. It followed him at work, during lunch, in church and traffic, until one night, unable to sleep, he fell to the floor of his room and whispered, "God, search me." He meant it, every word, but he didn't understand what he had just asked for. Because when God searches a man, He doesn't start with the outside. He starts with the deepest places. Places you've forgotten, places you've ignored, places you've buried, places you swore no one would ever see. And Sam had many of those. The very next week, everything started to change. It began innocently. After church service, the pastor told Sam, "Your voice always sounds proud when you give advice. Try to be more gentle." Sam felt insulted. Pride stabbed him like a knife. "What does he mean, proud?" "I'm just telling the truth. I know the Bible better than half of them." But later that night, the same voice he heard in the dream whispered, "This is the first thing I'm showing you. Your heart is not humble." Sam broke. He didn't know he was proud. He thought he was confident, knowledgeable, spiritually mature. But God sees what we hide behind words. God was answering the prayer. A few days later, Sam ran into his estranged father. They had not spoken in years. Sam pretended he didn't care. But deep inside, he resented his father, blamed him, carried anger from childhood. And the moment Sam saw him, the voice spoke again. "This is the second thing I am showing you. You have unforgiveness inside you." Unforgiveness he denied. Unforgiveness he justified. Unforgiveness he buried. But God brought it out. Because the prayer, "Search me, O God," digs into the past until it finds every wound still bleeding. Sam wasn't ready to face this. He walked away quickly, but God wasn't done. 2 weeks later, the final blow came. Sam's phone buzzed. A notification from a website he used to visit when he was lonely. A habit he thought he had conquered. A darkness he thought he buried. He fell into temptation, thinking no one would know. But that night, the voice returned. "This is the third thing I am showing you. You cannot be free from what you hide." Sam collapsed on the floor in tears. He finally understood. Searching requires exposing, and exposing requires breaking. He had prayed a dangerous prayer, and God was tearing down everything fake inside him. From that moment, Sam felt broken. His confidence shattered, his identity shaken, his secrets exposed, his heart wounded. He stopped pretending, stopped acting holy, stopped trying to impress everyone. He cried more than he prayed. He confessed more than he sang. He listened more than he spoke. He told God, "I didn't know I was this dark inside." And God whispered back, "Now I can heal you." Because God cannot heal what you hide. He heals what you surrender. Before I continue Sam's story, if this message is touching your heart, if you feel God pulling you deeper, if you know there are things inside you that need healing, pause and hit like right now. It helps this message reach more people who need it. And if you want more life-changing stories like this, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the next spiritual journey God wants to take you on. Now let's finish Sam's transformation. Sam didn't know it, but God was taking him through a spiritual surgery. He lost friends, not because they betrayed him, but because God removed distractions. He lost desire for gossip. God shut his mouth. He lost his appetite for sin. God purified him. He lost his attraction to fake spirituality. God humbled him. One night during prayer, Sam saw another vision. He was standing before a huge mirror, but the reflection was not his face, it was his soul. His jealousy, his pride, his anger, his lust, his resentment, his insecurities, his fear, his wounds, his weaknesses, and then a hand touched the mirror. The reflection changed. He saw humility, purity, love, courage, faith, healing, strength, peace, holiness, and the voice said, "This is who you were meant to be." Sam fell on his knees in worship. His deliverance had begun, but God was not done. The final test came unexpectedly. A friend Sam envied, someone he secretly competed with, received a huge blessing, a promotion, a new house, a breakthrough. Everyone was celebrating him, everyone except Sam. Jealousy stabbed him again. Envy whispered, "Why him? You serve God more, you pray more. You deserve it." But Sam caught himself. He said aloud, "No, God searched me. He exposed this in me, and I refuse to go back to who I was." He forced himself to celebrate his friend, genuinely, joyfully, and that night something broke. The final chain snapped. Sam felt free, completely free. He cried again, but this time, the tears were clean. And a miracle a week later, Sam received unexpected news. The same blessing his friend received, God gave him too. Not because Sam earned it, but because Sam was finally ready for it. When God cleans a vessel, he fills it. That is the reward of the most dangerous prayer in the Bible. At the end of Sam's journey, he finally understood. The most dangerous prayer is not, "God bless me," "God protect me," "God enlarge me." The most dangerous, most powerful, most life-changing prayer is, "Search me, O God, and know my heart." Psalm 139, 23, 24. Because when God searches you, he changes you. And when he changes you, he elevates you. Sam became a new man, a quiet man, a healed man, a purified man, a man who walked in truth instead of image. And every night before he slept, he whispered the prayer again, not with fear, but with gratitude. "Search me, O God, and lead me in the way everlasting."